Yes, correct. There is one God, but you know, naturally you should worship your God. How? That's what the prophets and messengers came with, a revelation, and they opened the look. You with me?
I understand.
Okay. So now my point here is, let us focus on something. Many people say, yes, I should be grateful to God. I should worship God. But we tell them, okay, if you want to buy a gift for your mother, would you buy a gift that you love or your mother love? You're going to buy a gift your mother love. Okay. Likewise, if I want to worship the Creator, I should worship Him the way He loves. That's why, based upon the Creator's justice and mercy and wisdom, He chose people amongst us from our kind there. But again, the Creator knows some people, they're going to be liars, deceivers, evildoers, and they're going to claim to be prophets of His, but they are liars. So when the Creator chose people amongst us, He gave them a criteria to distinguish them from a true prophet and a false prophet. And the criteria is, so far are you, does it make sense? Okay, so what is the criteria? One of them, Jordan, they are known amongst their nations and their society to be truthful, honest, and they're good people. Why? Because if someone, Jordan, imagine you and I, we know someone, a liar here, biggest liar, and he comes to us, he say, you know, I'm a prophet of God. You're gonna figure, hold on, man, you're the biggest liar ever existed, you're a prophet of God. So we have what? We have an excuse to reject him. That's why God is the most wise. When He chose prophets and messengers, He chose those who are known amongst their nations to be trustworthy, truthful. Jesus was one of them, Moses, Prophet Muhammad. What I'm going to do, Jordan, I'm going to focus on the Prophet Muhammad, because if I establish Prophet Muhammad is a true messenger of the Creator, logic dictate you should believe what he came with, because the Creator will not choose a liar to convey his message.
No.
Does it make sense so far?
As you continue,
Okay.
I want you to understand. I want you to know that I believe in prophets, and I believe in the Prophet Muhammad and his message very much so. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't argue his message. I believe his message was true and pure.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe so too were all the previous prophets before him.
Without any doubt,
Yeah?
they came with the
Now, if he is the last prophet,
yeah.
we are just men. So none of us can claim prophethood. None of us can claim perfection. None of us can claim, like you said earlier, we are all liars here. Yeah, we at some point we have all told a lie.
Yeah, we lie. Yeah,
we are not perfect. We cannot go and claim that.
We commit sin and we saw it.
Okay?
Yes.
So none of us can really come and try and not even argue or say, because we can try our best to do the right, but none of us can say we know perfectly of how things should go. Because
That's
we
true.
haven't got that.
Because we are human. And
we are human.
Yes, we
Yeah?
are. By nature, we are imperfect.
Okay.
And
Now,
deficient.
earlier I said, I made a point of the Prophet Muhammad's message itself came from who?
From the Creator.
From the Creator, no?
Give it to him, yeah.
Okay, so they're his words. They're
Yeah.
the Creator's words.
Yes,
This is
words.
why I believe in his words, the Quran itself.
Okay.
Yeah? Anything else from this, so for an example, within these words it was said that anything I need to do to unlock, for an example, like you gave the metaphor of the padlock and the key.
Yeah.
Anything I need to do to unlock that padlock is within the Quran.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah?
right. That's correct.
All I need to do is read the Quran.
But with the Quran, so you're Muslim, by the way.
Yes, sir, I
Because
believe.
in the Quran,
I believe.
Allah said in the
Now-
Quran, He named you Muslims.
now, I believe, but this is my point. Okay, how are you? Good to see you. I believe, yeah, but now it's not about so much about me. It's about the connotations that if I call myself a Muslim, how does everyone else believe I believe? Does that make sense?
But actions, you have to do actions. You have to show it.
My actions, fine. I show my actions. I can be humble. I can have a lovely conversation with you here today. But if I just say I am a Muslim, how is everyone else's perception of me going to be? For an example, so
some people good, some people think bad.
No, this is it. So my thing is,
but we don't care about people how they're going to think of us.
I understand
because we
this.
care about Allah.
I understand this, and this is fine. But there are, I don't know how the best way to convey my point. I apologize.
No problem at all, man. I'm the worst person in this world when it comes to issues. You know, go on.
I think it's more just, I am as much a Christian as I'm a Muslim, because I believe as much as from the Bible as I do the Quran. And if I take Jesus's, because so much, the Bible is not made up of Jesus' words. That's
correct.
That's my
It's
first
John
point.
and Mark
It's all
and
his
Matthew
people's
and Paul.
words. Now they're going to be men.
Yeah.
They told me to do what Jesus did, and I have to follow Jesus' message. And now, if I'm going to try my best to follow Jesus' message, not his word, not the words, not the biblical words, but Jesus' message, that message is going to be as close to Muhammad's message as possible. Because Muhammad even said, every prophet before me had pretty much the same message, and,
they come with the same foundation.
no one was listening. No one was listening.
People listen, but not all of them.
And not all of them.
But Jordan, let me just please, because you've been speaking for quite long, but I want to clarify two things. No problem at all. Look, if you believe in the Quran, and you believe the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the heavens and the earth, there will be a contradiction. You saying I believe in the Quran, and you go and guess what is in the Quran? Because in the Quran Allah told us, هو الذي سماكم المسلمين من قبل وفي هذا. Allah is the one who named you Muslims in this book and the previous scriptures. See? So if Allah named me Muslim, I don't care about any person what he think of me. Okay. Because, let me finish my point. Because who named me that is my creator. And who knows about me in details better than anyone else? My creator. Just as the one who knows about your camera in details is its maker, likewise the one who knows about us in details, our creator. That's one thing. The other thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already clarified to us that the people of the book before us have corrupted their scriptures. You know? And let me ask you a question. If there is a book that's been corrupted, and it was from God, but it's been corrupted, do you think God the most wise, the more just, will leave us with a corrupted book, or he will clarify the truth to us?
He will clarify it. However, there men still exist upon this earth, and men will still go around this earth, still corrupting the message.
No, but before we go to man, okay. So you're right. He will clarify the truth to us. That's what Allah sent the Quran, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about the Quran. Yes. Muhaymin is the witness over the scriptures before it, and abrogated it, and also is what is what they call it. I mentioned witness and abrogated it, and it confirms the truth therein in previous scriptures. So we are not in need to go back to the old scriptures, because already Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us the Quran, which Allah within the Quran said, today I have perfected the religion for you, and I'm pleased for Islam to be what? Your way of life, and I have bestowed my favor upon you. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Now man changing things, that is a different subject. Of course, like in the Quran, because they couldn't change the wording of the Quran, they do what? They change the meaning. They know that's what it means, because they couldn't change the wording, because Allah preserved it. However, because Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet, even the meaning is being preserved, because the Messenger of Allah said that there will be a group of my ummah manifesting upon the truth, and they will not be harmed by those who oppose them or those who betray them, until Allah's promise will come to pass. Jordan. So if you believe the Quran is the truth, within the Quran it gave us a guideline. One of the guidelines, that you follow Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. One of the guidelines, that you follow the way of his companions. So Quran is a perfect book of teaching. For example, now, so the Quran gives you what?
I agree with what you're saying.
Alhamdulillah, Jordan. Yeah. So Jordan, what I would say to you, brother, look, I was speaking to one guy, and she was a girl with her brother, yeah? It was over there, it's been recorded. So her brother, because he comes from this Kemet, and he said, you don't name God he or she. I said, first of all, this he and she, in Arabic language, when we say he, doesn't not necessitate is a girl or a boy. What is the proof of that? Shams. In Arabic language, we say, ha hiya Shams, she. But the sun is not a woman. And the moon, we say he. The moon is not a man. You see? So when we say Allah is he, because he refers to himself as he.
That's very interesting. Sorry, that's very interesting. I've got another thing that's going to help.
Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look, the beauty of the Quran, how clarify the truth to us. Allah said he's he, but Allah also said in the Quran, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. So even Allah referred to himself as he, but remember, Allah already clarified to you, there is nothing like unto him, and he's the all-hearing, the all-seeing. Likewise, Allah said, there is no one comparable to him. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, there is nothing like unto him.
So you made 2 points, because it's...
Is that clear so far?
Yes, so you made 2 points. Now my one point is, like you said,
this it's like a drink. It's cold, my brother. Go on.
If you said more about Islam and Muslim.
sorry.
No worries.
لبس الحمد لله مهني بارك الله فيك. السلام عليكم. لبس كأخويا لبس الحمد لله تتنشنش انت دخلت لنا. Go on, sorry Jordan.
No worries.
Go on, brother.
You said Muslim, yeah, and you said
Allah named us Muslims, and also Allah gave us a guideline.
Allah would have named us Muslims in Arabic, because that is the language. This is my earlier point. This is the language that Prophet Muhammad was speaking.
Yes.
Fine. So if Muslim means believer, and I say I'm a believer, isn't it one and the same? Has Allah not named me the same thing?
Believers, yes.
Yeah, fine. So that's the first point. It doesn't really matter what I'm calling myself. The language is different, but it means the same thing.
Yes.
As long as it holds the same meaning.
But you have to understand, a believer is an attribute.
Okay.
It's not really like a...
Okay,
because it can remove...
Why can't it be an attribute to the correct thing? Why can't it be...
No, but you mix it between two. Because if you're going to come to Allah's name, that's different. Allah's name is a name and attribute as well. You understand?
Fine.
What Allah means, if anyone wants to translate Allah's name You cannot really translate, but the meaning, the rough meaning, it comes from the word al-ma'luh, al-ma'bud, meaning the one who deserves to be worshipped in truth.
Okay.
Just Allah, if you translate into English, look how long is it now? The one who deserves to be worshipped in truth.
Okay.
That's the meaning of it.
If I'm telling you,
So
I
if you
believe
say-
that, and that is my belief. For an example, you said that's long. Yeah.
In translation,
in translation, it's long, innit?
Yeah.
But as a believer, that is my belief. Yeah.
Khalas,
Doesn't
so-
it mean the same thing?
You mean same thing, yeah.
Fine. Then there's
Yeah, the one who
there's
says
no
to
more
worship-
argument. I can't lie. There's no more
Yeah,
argument.
but the
You
point
agree
is,
with that.
you have to differentiate between the two. Like now, if I go to a Christian, I want to give him da'wah, yeah, Jordan brother, or to a Yahudi, or to a Jew, or to an atheist. I'm not going to tell him Allah, Allah, because maybe he misunderstand, okay? So I would tell him God, God, God. Then I explain to him the God I'm referring to, he has named himself Allah. So if you understand that, so you should name him with which he named himself with, okay? Refer to him as Allah. Because if you know how to pronounce it, alhamdulillah. If you don't know, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah is not going to judge you on, about something which is beyond your ability. You understand? So Allah mentioned the Quran. What's the verse? فلا وربك لا يؤمنون حتى يحكموك فيما شجر بينهم. By your Lord, Allah said to Prophet Muhammad, by your Lord, they will never believe, they will never have a complete belief and complete submission until they return to you in their affairs. You see? So we cannot say I'm a believer and a believer, but we're not submitting completely to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a guideline. And now, Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, he was not just a postman, come and give you a letter and do your own thing. No. Prophet ﷺ, he was a messenger of Allah to teach you how to understand the book. Likewise, you cannot just read a book of medicine and you become what? Doctor. You need a teacher to teach you the book of medicine, correct? Likewise, the book of Allah. That's why in the Quran, Allah...
Why? No, hang on.
Good.
Why can't you read a book and understand the book without a teacher there? You don't always need a teacher to
Does people go
learn
to
a
school?
book.
Does people go to school?
I'm a teacher.
Are you teacher?
These are my students.
Oh, alhamdulillah, you teach them. Where in the school? Okay, so they need you. Because some stuff is not clear.
Okay.
Likewise in the Quran.
I know, for an example, he can read a science book and learn something by himself. He's done it.
Without any doubt. Likewise in the Quran, that's what Ibn Abbas said in the Quran, there is some verse in the Quran is clear, everyone can understand it. Like now, I don't need a teacher to tell me, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٍ means Allah is one. Is it clear? إِنَّمَا إِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ. Is it clear? But there's some verses in the Quran, you need the scholars and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to explain it. Why? Because within the Quran, Allah told Prophet Muhammad, we have sent down the revelation to you, O Muhammad ﷺ, in order for you to explain to the people what is being revealed to them. Likewise, that's how we can refute ISIS. Because ISIS, I know it's off subject, but it's not off subject, it's true. ISIS can read the book Quran and tell you my understanding, tell me to go do this and that. And I will read the Quran and tell you're wrong. But both us, we have our subjective opinion. So how can we judge correctly? By telling him, hold a minute, let us go back to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, how he understood the Quran. Let us go back to the companions of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, how they understood the Quran. If a person tell me, why are you doing that, Shamsi? Because I said to him, if you believe in the Quran, within the Quran, Allah gave us the guideline how to understand his book by going back to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, to the companions and to the scholars. Is that clear so far?
It's clear. No, I agree with it.
Jordan,
I agree with it.
it was my pleasure to speak to you,
me,
bro. Are you a teacher of what, science?
I'm a maths teacher. I teach maths as my specialty. I have a cover. I teach them science.
So tell me, 1 + 1 + 1, how many? 3, alhamdulillah. Christian is a math teacher. 1 + 1 + 1 is a 3, not 1. Jordan, it was my pleasure speaking to you, bro. You know, can we exchange numbers?
Of course.
You know?
I'd love to.
Yeah. It's really my pleasure to have. Setla Keto. اسمح لي اخوي الله حياكم الله بارك الله. You have old school phone.
Yeah, man, I'm still old.
How about your teacher?
TV?
You have a blessed teacher, man. MashaAllah. I call myself.
Yeah,
just
please, man.
save it, inshallah. We can meet up outside, you know.
That'd be nice.
It's my pleasure, Jordan,
I've got a
man.
new project I'm working on, so I can't lie. I might give you a call.
Yeah, inshallah, we'll meet up.
Yeah?
No worries at all.
Definitely.
I will save it now, yeah?
Definitely.
Jordan. Alright, take care. Yeah, Baba's mic here. Oh, who's that? Yeah, fine.